Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Omilade. I'm here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today is August 22nd, and y'all, we made it. We got to the eclipse. We made it through the eclipse, but guess what? That eclipse energy, both of the eclipses that have happened this month, the energy lasts for 4 to 6 months. And I think that's why we got the reading that we got today. When I went to the Oracle to ask what is the energy governing the Goddess Body Mind Spirit community and all who join us at this time, I got, using my Metaneta Oracle, Habet negative. My positive. And so the Nekhabet negative is the energy of the eclipse. This is eclipse energy. And with it being negative, the first thought that came to my mind is not necessarily that the effects of the eclipse would be negative. The astrologers had said this was a very positively, like the energy of the eclipse was positive in terms of like the planetary setup and everything. It was in Leo. This little hair is driving me crazy, y'all. It was in Leo. And so it's about having confidence. It's about believing in yourself. It's about operating from your self-worth, being creative, finding the joy, operating from inspiration, being an inspiration to yourself and others through your own unique way. And so you know, this eclipse, and it's in different areas of everyone's lives. All we have to do is just sort of think about what is it that we feel ourselves being called to address in our lives right now. It's not all the time about what, and I really am feeling this for my own self. It's not all the time about what we think we should be working on, because this is the thing we've been working on so much. I was telling someone the other day, you know, an area that is a big deal to people is relationships. Everybody wants to find that special person. Everyone wants to be happy. And if they don't have that special person, they almost feel like they cannot function, and they just spend all this time trying to find that special person, when actually their life is calling them to work on their career. Maybe the focus, and this is what astrology has been teaching me, the focus of your chart, where the energy of in the chart may be on career. There's nothing going on in the relationships because the focus is career, but the person is focused on relationships. And I guess for me, because what I was going to say is I think I'm too hyper focused on losing weight. It's been something that it's just like this ever-present thing in my life. And I know some of it is, you could say, genetics. But it's more of the energy that's in my chart. You know, if you have Taurus energy, baby, you just might be overweight because you're going to like food. That's what it is with Tauruses. And there's other things in my chart that indicate potentially I might be one who has to work on her weight a little bit. But it is in my chart right now that I should be working on my health, because that's just where the energy is happening in certain areas. So anywho, I won't bore you with that. But it is important for us to understand where we need to have the confidence. And perhaps for me, I need to work on my confidence so that it doesn't matter what I look like or what the scale says, baby. I love me, and I'm going to do me no matter what. And so we just have to think about that. We have to think about, what is our life calling us to do? Where are we called to be more confident? Where are we called to be more creative? What is the actual focus of our lives? And so this eclipse was such a big, huge deal. And in the great USA way, we blow it all up. We make everything Disney World. But I think the Oracle doesn't want us to miss the point of the eclipse. We had all this good energy flow in yesterday. And are we going to just like, ooh, I experienced the eclipse. I was there. Is that how we're going to treat the eclipse? I felt so weirded out. First of all, I was excited about the eclipse. I was like, yes, I'm going to, participate in the Great American Eclipse. And then one of my astrologers was like, y'all know what? We really should be not looking at the eclipse. That's what the ancients said. They would not look at the eclipse. They would be quiet. They would be mindful. They would be real chilled out and relaxed, not looking at the eclipse. And I thought, ooh, that's interesting. And then I saw other articles about Native Americans who were saying they don't look at the eclipse. They go in the house, they close the door. And that's their ancient way. And I think it's okay if people are sciencey or, do the Disney World thing with the eclipse. There's no judgment. But I do think that for me, yesterday, when I had to actually perform at an eclipse festival. For those of you who don't know, I am an African dancer. I call myself a folkloric dancer. And so I had to go and perform at an eclipse festival yesterday. And during the time, it was just so many people there from all around the world. I live in Tennessee. I was on that direct path where the eclipse went total. People here from all over to see the eclipse, to witness the eclipse. As it was so exciting. But the energy of it for me was, I just felt I could feel the energy of the eclipse. That's all I could say. And I just sort of felt like people thought I was a little, I don't know, wacky. But I felt the energy of that eclipse. It was very, very powerful. And I did take a look at it with, one time I looked up and then I went off and I started praying and I started thinking about what I wanted to focus on. And, hey, how you doing? This little neighbor walking to school. And so then after the eclipse, it was like people just got up and walked away. They got up, the eclipse was over, they cheered. It was so amazing. They got in their cars and they went home. They got to see it. It was just incredible to see it just go from daytime to darkness back to daylight. It was incredible. And for us to acknowledge that and feel that. But on the spiritual level, y'all, come on. We need to be focused on spiritually, what is this eclipse about? Because when we're thinking about the eclipse, the moon is eclipsing our sun. The moon, the darkness is overtaking the light. And so what happens is the darkness within, we have to make terms with that darkness within and see what is it that we need to transform in our lives. Because the darkness, the way the eclipse, or the way I was taught about the eclipse, this neck of bed energy that I'm talking about, works is you will want to achieve something. It's called your will. We have a way of creating our reality. And we think, and our thoughts and our feelings get planted on our inner landscape called our will. W-I-L-L. And we'll be saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make these changes. I'm going for this goal. I don't know if this is making me look crazy. That's sun rays. I love them, but it might be too much. We'll say, I'm going to achieve this goal. There's this thing that I'm going for. And the next thing you know, we're doing the exact opposite of what we want, right? That's about the inner eclipse. And when it's manifesting negatively, our will get eclipsed. What we say we want, it will get eclipsed. And so as we think about this eclipse energy that we have experienced, we don't want to just be like, wow, that was great. And then we just go back to living our lives the way that we were living them. It doesn't matter where we were, if we saw the total eclipse or not. This eclipse happened and it's affecting all of the world. It's affecting everybody in the world. Eclipses affect everyone. And so we want to take this eclipse energy and do something with it. And the Oracle is indicating that perhaps we are not going to do that. That perhaps we're just going to act like nothing really happened. So what are your goals? What are your intentions? What are your spiritual aspirations? Especially think about the intentions that you set. at the beginning of the year that you said you wanted to achieve. Those are the things that we need to be thinking about. And I have paused because the other thing that's coming to my mind is this eclipse, I do believe, is a total reset for a lot of us. Like, after the eclipse, I just felt like, I don't know, literally it felt like the cells in my body had been affected. I even had, and if anyone knows what this is about, I felt something here and here in my head and my nose, my sinuses. It was pressure. But the eclipse can be a reset. How many of us need a reset? How many of us are like, you know what, I just need to start over? And as our life pushes us in that new direction, don't resist it. That is, I see a problem for a lot of us. Our life is pushing us in a different direction and we resist it. But I think this is the kind of eclipse where we will not be able to resist it. The resistance will be futile. So take the time to really take stock of where you are right now, where you feel your life pulling you to. And then you want to work with the energy of Ma'at. Ma'at was also the energy that spoke this week. Ma'at is saying that we need to be expansive, that we need to see the big picture, that we need to operate according to divine laws, the divine laws of the universe, that we need to understand what is the highest truth. What is the highest truth called, you know, God, the goddess, the great divine consciousness. What is the highest truth in terms of our identity and operating from that? The other thing Ma'at is saying is that we need to look at the big picture of our lives. Like, you know, we have things happen and we want to look at each little event as if it's everything in our lives. And we have what are called episodes, and then we have a series. And actually, you know, it's seasons. If we think about TV shows, it's seasons. So it's a series and it has season after season. You can find it on Netflix and Amazon Prime, season after season after season. But if we took one episode of a show and looked at it, let's say the Jeffersons, and we thought that was all that was to the Jeffersons, we would be very disappointed, because it was episode after episode after episode, season after season after season. And then we might would think, well, that's all that's on TV. But it's different series. And that's our life. That's what we need to understand. Where you are right now is not where you're going to be forever. And so you need to look at the big picture of your life right now. That's something that's really important for us. And forgiveness is key right now. Forgiving yourself. Forgiving other people. And letting that ish go. Let it go, boo. Okay? We don't have time to be holding on to stuff. We got to let it go. And it's easier said than done. Some of us have some serious wounds that are going on. But, you know, when you understand the truth of who and what you are, you understand your spirit was never touched. This right here might be touched. In your human experience, you have experienced hurt. But your spirit, the truth of who and what you are, has not been touched. So I just think that, you know, we have to just make that choice that we are going to move past it, because it's going back to that eclipse. That becomes the darkness that eclipses our light. And we don't want that. We don't want our darkness. We must embrace it. Because we are in the human experience, we're going to experience darkness. We have inner darkness. Y'all know. Y'all got that part of yourself that you don't let nobody know about. You're like, ooh, if they knew this about me, I would be in a tabloid. We all got it, baby. And that darkness is a part of who and what we are. And we have to learn to work with that darkness and embrace it for what it is. Maybe transform it into something positive. But when we just allow darkness to stay in us, especially in the form of wounds, other folks did something to me, and it festers, that's what begins to eclipse our will, and we get nothing done. Okay? So, it's important to forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive, all of them that did all of that. Let it go. Because as you do that, you're going to be able to open yourself up to the unfolding of the abundance, because Ma'at is about abundance. Ma'at is about expansion of all things good, all the things that we want. She's called the Fortune Major. And when we work with her, we will begin to feel ourselves opening to what we want. Not everybody's like hard up for money. It's a lot of rich people out there, and they have a lot of money, but they are bankrupt on the inside. So it could be about money, but I think we should open ourselves up to prosperity in all regards. Mostly be abundant in knowing the truth of who and what you are, because that is the ultimate right there. Who are you? Do you know who you are? If you think, good morning, Jackie, if you think you know who you are, I would question that. I always say, can you move beyond what you think you know? If you have a limited understanding of yourself, if you see yourself as anything besides God, Goddess, you've got to work to expand the understanding of the truth of who and what you are. Expansion of all things good, but especially in the truth and knowing who and what you are is so important, and it will open the doors to everything else that you need. The eclipse season will come and go, and you will be one with it. The other thing about the eclipse energy, this Nekabet energy, is that it is the energy of Oya, transformation. Oya is saying, because Nekabet spoke in the negative, baby, I don't know if these people are transforming themselves. I don't know if they are doing the work that they need to do in order to, make the shift. The shift is happening. Do you want to make it rough and dirty, or do you want to go with the flow and make it nice and easy, huh? And so, it's about transformation, and transformation is not all the time fun. It's not all of the time comfortable, but it is necessary. Do you want to stay stuck in your stumble? Do you want to stay stagnated? Do you want to grow? Do you want to evolve? Well, in order to do that, we must reset. We must die to the old in order to be rebirthed to the new. Where is your life calling you to do this? How are you being called to do this? Do you need to leave that relationship? Be it a friendship or a romantic friendship, relationship, work friendship. Stop hanging out with people that's dragging you down. Stop hanging out with people that keep you stuck. They have you in a box, and that's the only place you can be with them. When you break through that box, everyone needs to accept it, or they need to move on. You need to let them go. You don't have to stick with anyone. On the higher level, we are connected, all connected as one. And so even if I move on from a relationship, if you move on from a relationship, it's okay, because guess what? We're all one. There's no one who can really get away from me. Do you need to leave that job? Do you need to leave a habit? Do you need to transition from your religion? Yeah, honey, I said it. Do you need to get up out that religion? Stop hanging out with those people. Not to say they're bad people, but it's not you anymore. Guess what? That is a reality. I am tired of us feeling like, well, I gotta have a religion. This is what I gotta stick with. I can be 15 religions in my lifetime if I want to be. All right? You know what? I can be all 15 in one. And I dare anybody to question me. Because guess what? It's my spirituality. It's your spirituality. What habit, I may have said this, but this is what came back to my mind. What habit do you need to lose? What are your bad habits? What are the bad habitual thoughts that are running through your mind? Be ye transformed, y'all. All right? We need to go on ahead and be with this. And Oya is saying, I don't think they got that. I think they just sort of heard what was going on with this eclipse, and they're just gonna move on with their life on Milad. So I'm asking y'all, don't do that. The Oracle is giving you the wisdom that you need right now to not miss this opportunity. Do not miss this opportunity. I will say that after being a part of the total eclipse energy yesterday, I saw a shooting star. Oh my gosh. I was amazed last night when I saw that shooting star. It really was, for me, a moment feeling like, you know what? Whatever was supposed to happen for me in this eclipse, it is so, and it is good. I love the stars, which is evident since I'm falling in love with astrology. The other thing that happened was this morning, before I saw the shooting star, once I came home from the festival, a hummingbird came and visited me on my deck. I was like, wow. The bird just showed up, buzzed a little bit, and flew off. I was actually scared the bird was they wouldn't actually land, because hummingbirds don't land like that. But I was like afraid the bird was gonna like hover like right here by me or something and land on me, because it was so close. Then I saw the shooting star, and then this morning I see birds migrating. It took like, I know I stood here for about 2 minutes watching all these birds migrating south. I'm like, wow. I don't know what it all means. I can look up the hummingbird for sure. But what I'm saying to you is we have to be aware of the magic that's going on in our lives, in our world right now. And I think that's what the Oracle is asking us to do. To be aware, to, open ourselves up, to expand, and to make sure that we embrace this opportunity that we're in right now. I also want to invite you all to my Oracle Speaks Teleconference, which is going to be this Sunday, August the 7th, and I'll put the information in the description box. I am going to have my astrologer. I have 2 astrologers. One of them is named April. She is the Pisces Moon Goddess. Oh, she is amazing. I love April. And I told April, I feel like most people struggle with understanding, how do I make astrology a regular part of my life? Because it can be so complex. It can be a lot to learn. Even with me making the commitment to learn and understand astrology, some days even I'm like, wow, I'm confused. I need to reset, or I need to just go listen to what April's going to say about this so that I can make sure I get it right. But she will be on the teleconference, and I want her to talk to us about how do we make astrology an everyday part of our life so we can keep up with, like I was saying in the beginning, what is it that I really need to be focused on? Am I focused on the wrong thing? And so she's going to talk about that. She is an intuitive, and so I asked her also just talk to us about whatever the guides give you to talk about. So I invite you to join us at 7 p.m. this Sunday. And like I said, I'll put all of the information in the link below. Please like and share this video. Let other people know, because my goal, or what my directive has been, is to share wisdom that helps people live better lives, happier lives. I feel horrible that, the great takedown happened, and the diviners and, the natural healers and the community priests and priestesses were wiped out. And people make it seem like, it's taboo. There's something bad about this kind of thing. And look how lost the world is, baby. You better get on this call with my girl, April, so you can learn how to better take control of your life, and you feel like life is flowing in your way and other folks are not controlling it. All right. Thank you all so much for everyone who joined me this morning. Everyone who watches this, again, please like, share, and I hope to hear you on the call this Sunday. I wish you a happy post-eclipse season. Happy birthday to the Virgos. I'm coming for y'all once I figure out what's going on. Happy Mercury retrograde is getting a sister, but you know what? At least I know. At least I know. Love y'all. Peace.